What's the initial reaction to the draw and heading out west?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never been to Stanford, so in 33 years as a coach to get a chance to go someplace different, looking forward to that. But 2 weeks ago I would have taken the 4 seed in Anchorage, right? And so now we've played our way into. I didn't even know. I'm assuming we're a 2 seed. But anyway, we're playing. Get a chance to be a part of a great regional, and we'll see. We'll see how we do.
You do have some Pac12 expats in and around the team.
Yeah.
What does it mean to them to be able to kind of go back towards home country or places they're familiar?
Yeah, there's a couple guys out there. We're obviously trying to recruit all over the country as well, so that's a good thing. We have some guys from both Northern and Southern California coming in the coming years. Coach Yeski and Coach Early, having coached in the league, that'll be a great resource for us, especially for me since I've never been there.
Talking about Hunter, he basically said, baseball is baseball as far as stylistic, but anything you kind of pick up on West Coast baseball tendencies that are maybe a little bit different?
Yeah, I think everybody gets stereotyped a little bit, but I think Cal State Fullerton is a team that is going to play the classic Cal State Fullerton way, which is really good fundamental baseball. They're going to put pressure on you with the bunting short game and run. As far as I've seen a few of their games, they played 3-game series at TCU this year, so I watched a few of those games. Stanford is actually more of a SEC type team, big power, big arms, big power. So that's something that's going to be a huge challenge should we get the opportunity to play them. And I know San Jose is really hot. They just won their tournament. So I think the thing about our league is it prepares you for everything. So we have teams like Vandy and Kentucky that put pressure on you with the bunting game. So we've seen that among some non-conference teams we've played. So we're prepared. We just need rest. Flipping around and traveling again on Wednesday, changing time zones. We all need a lot of rest this week to get ready for that trip.
What tells you that what the pitching staff was able to do this week, especially the starting pitching staff, was momentum and not just a one-time thing?
Yeah, I think those guys are confident, and I think it was more than just a one-time thing. And Wansing's his starting effort was, that was certainly the first. But Lampkin's been good, both before and in Starkville. Will Johnston was outstanding in Starkville. So I think those guys have shown us, and I think Wansing coming back and throwing 2 huge relief innings back-to-back days, his confidence is at an all-time high. So Cedeo's, certainly made a big jump. Garcia, Ashenbeck's been consistent all year. I actually thought Cortez threw the ball about as well as he has in a while the other day. So if we can stay in the winner's bracket, then I like our chances. But the competition is very, very steep. If we don't, then we're going to get either tested or exposed, depending on how you look at it. Because it'll take a lot of people to get through a regional if you lose a game.
Yeah, from what you saw this past week, are you more confident, or do you feel like this team is built for regional play and ready for that?
Oh, both. We're built for any level of play. We just played 9 games in 11 days and 6 straight games in the SEC tournament. Being the first double-digit seed to make a championship. So you're prepared for anything, and I think the way we did that, we didn't swing the bat that great. We did a little bit yesterday, but we did it with pitching and defense. And so, I think as I'm told, Stanford's ballpark, there's a big difference between playing a day game and a night game. So during the day, ball carries really well. They've hit a lot of homers, and then at night, it doesn't, as I'm told. And a lot of foul ground too. So, we just played in a ballpark that until yesterday, the wind was blowing out yesterday, but until yesterday, it was a massive place in Hoover. So I think, again, we're prepared for everything. Now we just have to go play.
You talk about, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how familiar are you with Cal State Fullerton? Have you had experience and any thoughts with that?
I'm not familiar with their personnel. Can't remember the last time we played them. When I was at TCU, we played them a lot. We would play home and homes with Cal State Fullerton. But it's a completely different coaching staff, completely different program. So we'll spend the next 2 or 3 days with our head buried in the computer to learn as much about those teams and Fullerton specifically as we can.
When you talk about continuing to grow the game and bring eyeballs to it, it's 3 national brand name teams in a regional. Is that exciting that eyeballs might be on the regional as well?
Yeah, and the only West Coast regional. So, depending on what they do with time, with who plays when, there's going to be a lot of people in the country going home from their regional, getting ready for bed, and watching the Stanford Regional. So that's exciting. You get exposure across the country and especially on the West Coast.
Talked about needing recovery and playing so many games in so many days. So Max Coffer caught every game on the
Yep.
road trip. How has he handled that task?
Awesome.
What did you see from him, and what is his?
Yeah, I mean, just awesome. Couldn't be more proud of him. Think about every time the pitcher made a pitch, the catcher had to throw it back. So think about all the pitches he's made and the throws to second in between innings and a lot of great at bats. His batting average doesn't nearly reflect the kind of good offensive player that he will be, and he does a really good job very often of flipping the lineup over because he'll get in deep counts and draw a walk. But Max certainly needs a whole heck of a lot of rest, and Hank Bard needs some repetition. We got to get him some repetitions tomorrow, get him some at bats because he's not out of the mix either.
Is there anything that you can point to between the regular season and the SEC tournament that they were able to turn it on and you had the whole team clicking at one time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we had the whole team clicking at one time. Otherwise, we wouldn't have lost the games we lost. But in terms of what I think, just guys just got some confidence on the mound. And as I've said all year, the game to me begins and ends with starting pitching, and we got good starting pitching, and so that allowed us to, be competitive with other really good pitchers, and it allowed us to, when we got a lead, play from ahead. And when you're playing from ahead, you can do some things on the bases, you can take a few more chances. No one likes outs on the bases, but the pressure of that helps you over the course of time. So, I just think I've had belief in this team the whole year. And at some point, I felt like we were going to play much better baseball than we had. And we did that against Florida. If you have just even part of a bad day, you get exposed in the SEC, just like you will in a regional. And that happened to us against Alabama. But getting on the road and kind of being just off to ourselves, I think that meant a lot. It was tiring, but it was good to be together with the guys for that many days.
You kind of touched on it earlier about the rest, but how do you, in particular with the pitching staff, how do you kind of go about trying to, give those guys some relief, but maybe keep that lightning in the bottle, stay fresh?
Yeah.
Keep the rep?
Yeah, I think the guys that did the bulk of the pitching for us, the Aschenbecks and Sadeo, that pitched multiple times, Wansing pitched multiple times, they just need rest. They just need to play catch. Detmer pitched twice in the thing, so he just needs rest. One more bullpen session for those guys, not going to do anything for you. They just need rest, maybe to play catch, and they'll be ready to go. You want their bodies fresh. The other guys, we'll have some simulated games tomorrow, and we'll have some competitive simulated games. We got to decide who's going to travel. You're allowed 30 players to go to the SEC tournament. You're 27 to the NCAA tournament, so we'll have to sit down as a staff and make those real tough decisions and have some really tough conversations. But we'll have them ready to go.
What lessons do you think your team took from last year that may be able to help them this time in the postseason?
That's a good question. Number one, just experience of being there. I don't know that anybody on the team last year that had been at A&M had played in a regional, much less the Super Regional or the College World Series. I think Jack Moss had been in one before. Obviously, Claunch had come out of Omaha, or the regional, Super Regional. Palish had come from Omaha, so we had some guys that way. But, these guys, they've been great leaders all year long, and I anticipate this being the same moving forward. All right, have a good day.